Hey family, I'm back with the next installment of Find Your Flavor, and I'm not going to do a recap like I normally do because it's getting a little like exhaustive the longer this gets. And I think we're coming to an end, and I hope these videos have been helpful, but I will talk about or recap what we talked about last time, which was finding a recipe. A lot of times you have a taste for something and you want to make it, and you probably could make it, but you need at least a base recipe to get you started. At least that's how I am a lot of times when I'm in the kitchen. And the same thing can be that way in life. It's like, I know I kind of want to be like this or do this, but I need a little bit of basis. I need some inspiration. I need some basics, some standards, whatever it is for whatever you're trying to do. So this time we're going to talk a little bit about developing your flavor profile and complementary flavors. So, I got to use the food analogies. I'm a chef. I mean, for goodness sakes, this whole thing is called Find Your Flavor, right? It's not called Find Your Passion, okay? It's not called Find Your Purpose, all right? It's called Find Your Flavor because that is what I know, okay? I'm channeling Evelyn from the internets right now. Anywho, and a little bit of Socialite Sandy. And a little bit of the Bronze Goddess. Oh my gosh, these are the people that I kind of like binge watch for pure entertainment. Back to the point. Okay, so complementary flavors. Let me give you an example. Peanut butter and jelly, right? Chocolate and peanut butter. Coffee and chocolate. Blueberries and lemon, okay? Lemon and rosemary, right? All these things that we kind of know to go together. Italian food and basil, right? South American food and cilantro, like lime and cilantro. They go together. Complementary flavors. So you have found your recipe, your base recipe, right? Your model company, a person who may be living the life that you want. Here's the thing, and whether you can get up close on these companies or people or not is really not important, because you can always watch and decipher from a distance if that is the only option that is available to you. But on developing the flavor profile and all that kind of stuff, you want to start with complementary flavors. And I gave that example of things in food that go together. Salt and pepper, okay, right, go together. And so you want to do the same thing with your flavor. You want to say, okay, this is my flavor. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is who I'm becoming. This is what I'm about, right? Or to put it in, millennial type, Gen Y type verbiage, this is what I'm here for, okay? And so you need to develop that, because anything that's one-dimensional in flavor is really, really boring, right? You want complementary flavors. And so what I mean by that is I want you to start seeking out things that kind of fall in line with that flavor. For example, one of my flavors in my professional life is teaching cooking classes. I think I'm pretty good at it, and I really enjoy it. And based on the surveys say that I do a pretty good job, okay? That's my little, all right? And so I had to say to myself, well, what else goes well with cooking classes? Like, why do I enjoy so much? Why do the people that I share with enjoy so much? And here's the secret. I really think the reason why the people enjoy my cooking classes is because I enjoy cooking classes. Like, I enjoy teaching them. Therefore, that enjoyment is contagious, right? So if you say, I want to be X kind of wife, if you got a good husband, whatever, that's going to be contagious. He going to be like, I got this kind of wife. I'm going to be this type of husband. You know what I mean? Same thing with the children. It may take a little while, and I'm only speaking from being a child because I don't have any children. But once my mother kind of changed, I changed. It was like, okay, this is where we are in our relationship. Anywho, same thing with my father. So you want to find complementary flavors. So like, for instance, I realized that I really enjoy the interaction with the people and exposing them to things and tips that they may not have experienced before. And I found that something that goes complementary, that is, I really love to entertain. And I like having people over. I like having them over for dinner or some kind of food related festivities. And I like to introduce them to things that they may not get in their everyday life. Like, that is something that's complimentary, because it's the same thing that I'm doing when I'm doing the cooking class. I'm bringing them over, like where I do cooking classes at. They come in, I'm creating an experience for them. I'm doing the same thing of creating an experience for them when I'm entertaining at home. So that's career-wise. And then I said, well, how do I take that into other parts? I'm really into like decor and decorating. You see all the colors, and maybe one day I'll do an apartment tour. I don't know why. Here's the thing. My apartment is itty bitty. It's just me. I used to live in this big old house, and I was like, ain't nobody got time for that. It's too much, too expensive. I moved into an apartment and kind of started over, like bought everything new. If you guys want that at some point, I mean, you kind of have seen pieces of it. Here's the thing. It's like one big room for my living room and dining room and kitchen, and then like my bedroom. So but the point is, I get off the point. I'm excited. It's another beautiful day outside here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, is what we call it, the DFW. You want to find complementary flavors, because it's going to make you a well-balanced, well-rounded, flavorful person. It's going to give you a well-balanced, well-rounded, life. I mean, that's what's going to make you interesting. I mean, here's the thing. I love vanilla. But vanilla by itself can get boring if that's all you get day after day after day after day after day. Oh my gosh, it's like vanilla overload. But sometimes you can throw a little orange zest in there. Sometimes a little bit of cinnamon, right? Sometimes you can do a little whatever, a little almond, a little lemon, or whatever that could go with the vanilla and make it something different. So it's the same thing in your life. You want to be multidimensional. You want to be interesting, so people will be interested. Whether it's in your career, whether it's in your love life, whether it's with your children, if you're the strict parent every single day of the week and you don't ever relax and let your hair down with your children, how are you going to build that relationship? Because when you get older, it transitions from parent to child to parent to adult child, which is more of a friendship. At least that's been my experience, and I'm really enjoying that. So, if all you are with your spouse is mommy and daddy, when the kids leave, y'all still there. What's the plan? What y'all gonna do? And you find a lot of people I hear, when I was in college, it was so many people's parents getting divorced because they were like, I don't even know them outside of being a parent. What do we do now that the children are gone? So you don't want to lose that, right? So you want to develop the flavor profile, and here's the thing. You go through the same process that you've gone through to find your flavor, and now that you've done it one time, it's a lot easier to go, oh, this is complimentary and this is a complimentary flavor, and so you're developing what we call a flavor profile. For all my cooks out there, my chefs out there, all you guys know about the flavor profile of a dish. Is it Mediterranean? Is it West African? Is it Brazilian? Is it Peruvian? Is it Italian? Is it Korean? Is it Thai? What is it? Okay, so Pakistani, whatever. Is that the correct? Because if that's not, I am so sorry. Persian, okay, whatever. When you're talking about flavor profiles, and those areas all have very distinct flavor profiles, right? So does South, the South of the United States, or California cuisine, or New England cuisine. So in the same way that all those different regions and states and countries and all that kind of stuff have different flavor profiles, so should you as a person, because you have different roles that you play and you have different things that you like to do, and you don't want to be one-dimensional, because who wants to be one-dimensional? And that's where the phrase, I believe, comes, or I'm reinterpreting it, is variety is the spice of life. So on that being said, develop a flavor profile. Now that you are in your flavor and you've taste tested and you've sampled and in the satisfaction survey, okay, and you're going through all of that and you've got your standard recipe, you've got your base recipe to work from. Now it's like, how do I vary? What are the variations on this that I can do to keep life interesting, to keep learning, to keep growing, to keep tweaking? Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, guys. If you have not joined the Find Your Flavor email list, the link will be in the description box below. It will be in the link below. Make sure you're following me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also Pinterest and Google Plus as Chef Evelyn. Chef Evelyn will be annotated somewhere in this beigey area, maybe here, or something like that. Right there, maybe. Okay. Anywho, and always don't forget, you can also find me at chefevelyn.com. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Later, fam. Peace.